Their gifts unite them.
We realized that we all had these abilities when we started getting into the paranormal.
But faced with the world's most haunted sites,
You can feel the darkness of what happened in the past.
Oh my God, what is that?
can they help spirits find peace
They died doing what they thought was right.
Yeah.
and bring history back to life?
I think we're actually communicating with somebody from the witch trials.
History's Most Haunted. Only on T&E.
With the success of our documentary Haunted Gold Rush, the network offered us a series, and so when History's Most Haunted was presented, it was a no-brainer as a next step in our journey. Well, we are sisters and best friends. I am Leanne's sister, and we've known Kelly for a very long time. And I was born with some kind of gift, and I've known the paranormal my whole life. So since I was 3 years old, I've not known any different, but I've kept this quiet until recently, until the last 5 years or so. And the show, History's Most Haunted, is just us doing our thing and being our authentic selves and going out and helping people and spirits who may still be lingering in some of these haunted locations.
I'm Leanne, and yeah, I've been interested and fascinated with all of this stuff from a very young age. So to me, this is definitely a dream come true to be able to do this. The success of Haunted Gold Rush that we've talked about before, that has kind of propelled us into this new series, History's Most Haunted, and it's just next level. It's like all the most haunted historical locations across North America. So you'll get to see 6 new episodes, 1-hour episodes, everywhere from Texas to Montreal to New Orleans. Like, yeah, we just go to some of the most iconic places.
Yeah, so I'm the friend. I didn't grow up with any of this stuff or talk about any of this stuff. I mean, I didn't think any of this existed until I met Leanne in high school, played volleyball with her, connected, and she started talking about weird things that I thought were weird at that time and completely opened my mind. I spent time at their home, watched them play Spot the Spirit in their shared bedroom, which paranormal game that kids play, apparently, secretly. But yeah, so started with that. They took me into local, city halls, and we've come a long way together. I mean, I realized that I have abilities too, that now, memories have come back from when I was young, when I saw things that no one else saw, and I viewed the world in a way no one else viewed in my home. And so now I've sort of leaned into it with these ladies, and we've traveled all across North America, getting to lean into our gifts and being our true selves.
With the success of our documentary Haunted Gold Rush, the network offered us a series. And so when History's Most Haunted was presented, it was a no-brainer as a next step in our journey. And we were super excited to take that opportunity and see where we could go and what we could find and who we could help in this journey. So it was kind of a natural progression after our documentary.
It's all filmed already. We filmed it starting winter of 2022 and into 2023. And yeah, it's done.
Yeah, so basically every location is very different, but we follow witness stories to these locations, and we go in and try to either validate their experience, have our own experience, but we're doing paranormal investigations in multiple locations in each city, essentially, we're visiting, and uncovering new truths and untold history. Like, we're actually adding to the history books. Like, this has not been done ever. It is going to be a format that people might be shocked to see.
Yeah, we're looking at history through a paranormal lens, and we're, like Leanne said, we're trying to uncover new truths that maybe people don't know about. And so looking at history through the paranormal is, I think, new, and I think it's exciting, and I think it leaves clues that we can put together to solve maybe a mystery that spirits still want to share even in the afterlife. Yeah, so when we go into a location, we hear from real people who've had these real experiences, and sometimes they're terrifying, right? And you hear what's happened, and you go to the Alamo, or you go to like these big historic places, so you have this kind of notion, but you got to put that aside as an investigator, because you want to go in and keep an open mind, but have your own experiences, right? So everyone experiences things so differently, and so when we walk into a location, we're aware of what we've been told, but we want to tap in with our own abilities and see if some of those experiences correlate with our equipment. And then we see if those clues that are given to us connect to the bigger historical puzzle piece. So I think it's a really cool way of trying to find out what's really going on in some of these locations.
Yeah, for me, Newfoundland, going to Bell Island was surprising and shocking in that there was a history there that should be known, I think, by everyone in our country that isn't. I mean, maybe people on the East Coast and in the Maritimes know more about the history there of, the Nazis striking. In the West, we three did not know any of that. And Corine's a history teacher, and for her not to know that, that's pretty telling. So to go to these places and learn the history and experience it ourselves, sort of walking among these layers of history that linger there still, that was a big one.
There's places like Salem. We investigated the Salem witch trials, and as 3 women with abilities doing that, it was probably one of the most powerful experiences you can imagine. So that episode to me is just like unbelievable. Like, so much happens in Salem.
Yeah, we're still processing that.
Yeah, it's shocking.
Yeah, and I think you'll see places. We went to San Antonio, the Alamo. We were in New Orleans. We were in Charleston, South Carolina, Montreal. So yeah, we've been all over, and these places we've gotten into are just incredible.
Being visited weeks in advance to a location, like, it's such a range of things, and it's so cool to validate our experiences with the gear in the moment, real time, and to piece it together, things that maybe don't make sense early on, for it to click. Like Corine cried because it finally made sense to her. Something in South Carolina, I don't know if you want to explain, but it's like everything coming together.
Yeah, I was that little kid again, that didn't tell anybody what I had as an ability. And I was like, is this real? Should I be saying this? Like, it's not making sense. Like, this is great. Like, we're here, and I don't know why am I getting this? It's not connecting to anything. And then when it does, it's just this like, wow moment for the whole team. Cause it was like, this is legit. This is real. And, so to me, it was really validating personally. And some of the evidence we caught, there's so much evidence that you get personally, like your own experiences, that it's hard to kind of articulate how you felt in those moments sometimes. And then you get the paranormal research tools and the equipment that gets things as well. And then you hear like witness testimony of what happened to them. And so when you get all that, it's like I said, it's like putting all that together to kind of figure out what's going on there. And I think that evidence you're just going to have to watch, but it's pretty compelling.
We're talking to historians and archivists and like people that know their history. And yeah, there's some pretty aha moments there.
Yeah. So having these experiences my whole life, and all 3 of us have had abilities. I was told from a very young age that it wasn't real, so I kept it very quiet, and it still happened, and I was still spooked for a lot of my life. And so when I got older, I'm like, these tools, like if they're designed to, map in an SLS stick figure to show a spirit, or, the energy of a space, if it goes to that person I'm seeing is energy, they should be able to manipulate that, REM pod or whatever the case might be. I started buying those tools. And so for me, originally, it was to validate myself and my experiences, to show, my family and friends that, like, this is real. Like, I'm not just, I'm seeing somebody standing over there. So you map it in, there's a stick figure, like that's kind of validates what I'm experiencing. So that's how it kind of started. And then, as we've progressed with our company Beyond the Haunting, and we've gone into more investigations, our number one tool is ourselves. Our bodies always, we pick up the energy, we feel the space out, we get the vibe, we kind of see where we're drawn. And the gear is almost secondary, because we pull that in to kind of help validate what we're experiencing too, and see if it does correlate and, match what the witnesses are saying.
We try and squeeze in the touristy things as we're walking from location to location, take it in. But it's honestly been so amazing. We're really lucky that we get to work with local crews. I mean, our DOP, director, producers, they travel with us, but to work with the local crew and to have them come out and experience these things. I mean, many times, people who come out on the crew, they haven't had experiences, or they might be a little skeptical, and then they have experiences with us. And it's like, that is one of the most enjoyable things for me, is when somebody in the crew behind the scenes that you don't get to see is experiencing something, or comes out of a location is like, oh my gosh, I heard a voice in that closet and it said this. And you're like, say something next time. Like, come on. So it's just so cool. And to go and see different places, different spaces, meet different people who talk different and sound different. Like, I just love it.
Yeah, it's definitely a sense of adventure. And I feel like we're all just in our element now. And it's just the beginning. Like, you kind of get that sense, like, you just want to keep going, because we have such a blast with our production team, with each other. Like, it's just like, you just want to keep that vibe and energy going.
And I think for the first time in my life, I'm being my true self. Like, I've told everybody my abilities. I'm going out there. The three of us are traveling. We're doing this. Small Army Productions has been instrumental in helping us get here. And so between them, Teeny, and Blue Ant, we're able to go out and develop our own skill set and see these amazing places and meet these amazing people. So yeah, it's been an absolute amazing experience.
Their gifts unite them.
We realized that we all had these abilities when we started getting into the paranormal.
But faced with the world's most haunted sites,
You could feel the darkness of what happened in the past. Oh my God, what is that?
can they help spirits find peace
They died doing what they thought was right.
Yeah.
and bring history back to life?
I think we're actually communicating with somebody from the witch trials.
History's most haunted. Only on TNE.